Mike Vrabel loses patience with Patriots media. Imagine a scenario where a head coach is already fed up with repeating himself just a few days into training camp. That's exactly what's happening with Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots. Just a couple of days into the season, Vrabel is already tired of answering the same questions over and over again. Published on July 23, 2025, this story highlights the frustrations of the Patriots head coach with the media. Reporters covering the team this season need to pay close attention and take thorough notes because Vrabel is not joking around. During a press conference on Wednesday, a media member asked Vrabel what he considered a successful training camp for the Patriots. Vrabel immediately reminded the reporter that he had already outlined his preseason objectives the previous day. "Do you remember?" Vrabel inquired, his tone suggesting a mix of exasperation and patience. The reporter admitted to not recalling the details. In response, Vrabel proceeded to quiz the media and reiterate those objectives, using a tone that one might expect from a kindergarten teacher addressing forgetful students. This humorous exchange came just one day after Vrabel had a similar encounter with Boston Globe reporter Ben Volin. Vrabel figuratively stuffed Volin in a locker for repeating a question that had already been asked earlier in the press conference. "I mean, whether you were in a coma when I answered Tom Curran's question, or typing on your phone or tweeting, I don't know," Vrabel said. "But I spent 5 minutes answering that question. I can go back through it, but I'd rather not. So I'll hopefully be able to answer that question, only once, in a few days." This incident is just one example of Vrabel's approach to dealing with the media. As a former All-Pro linebacker who played 8 seasons and won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots in the early 2000s, Vrabel is well versed with the team's media landscape. Now in his first year as the head coach, Vrabel faces the daunting task of rebuilding a franchise that has struggled since the departures of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. His strategy involves demanding accountability from everyone involved, coaches, players, and even the media. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Vrabel's approach to the media justified, or does it risk alienating the press and the fans? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stefon Diggs comeback, what to expect from the Patriots star? Will Diggs make a triumphant comeback? Curran and Perry face off in heated debate. When the New England Patriots officially kick off their training camp this Wednesday, fans and analysts alike will be watching closely for numerous compelling developments. Everything from fierce position competitions to sophomore quarterback Drake May's progression will provide fascinating insights during the upcoming month of practices at the Gillette Stadium complex. But according to Phil Perry, NBC Sports Boston's respected Patriots insider, one storyline towers above all others: the full return of elite wide receiver Stefon Diggs. In a surprising announcement Tuesday, head coach Mike Vrabel confirmed that Diggs faces no limitations, despite recovering from a torn ACL suffered last season, news that has sent shockwaves through the Patriots community. The number one storyline, because I think this guy might be able to impact their season in a way that nobody else can outside of Drake May, is the health and readiness of Stefon Diggs, Perry emphasized during the most recent episode of the Patriots Talk podcast. "He's full go, he's ready to go, he's not on PUP. It is stunning, quite frankly. Especially given that he's going to be 32 in November and he is a guy who suffered this injury mid-season last season." The Patriots' acquisition of Diggs was specifically designed to provide May with an authentic number 1 receiving option. But here's where it gets controversial. What realistic expectations should we have for an aging receiver coming back from such a devastating knee injury? Perry and fellow Patriots analyst Tom Curran offered contrasting perspectives on this pivotal question. Curran remains bullish on Diggs' potential impact, predicting he'll emerge as the centerpiece of New England's passing attack and fulfill his role as May's primary target. Because all roads lead to Stefon Diggs, Curran reasoned. You're not gonna look at Kendrick Bourne. You're not gonna look necessarily at Demario Douglas. With Stefon Diggs, you're probably not gonna look at Hunter Henry. You're not gonna look at Keyshawn Bout. You're not gonna look at Kyle Williams. When you're Drake May and you go back and it's 3rd and 6 and I need 8 yards, you're gonna look for Stefon Diggs first. If I'm Drake May, I'm looking at a guy who was on pace for 1,000 yards last year, has been a 1,500-yard receiver in the past. And I think if he's healthy, I would put the over-under on his production at 70 catches, 1,050 yards. Perry, however, takes a more cautious stance. While acknowledging Diggs' exceptional talent, he points to the sobering historical precedent of receivers struggling to recapture their former glory after ACL tears, particularly those in their 30s, a crucial factor many fans might overlook. Receivers coming off of torn ACLs in general, never mind guys who are over 30, have a hard time bouncing back and being themselves the following season, Perry cautioned. Wes Welker, 2009, tears his ACL at the very end of the season, somehow is back for the beginning of the following season and has about a 900-yard year. Welker was closer in age to Diggs. Julian Edelman in 2018 was closer in age to Diggs in terms of being near the end of their careers. Those guys knew the offense they were in like the backs of their hands, and they were playing with the best quarterback of all time, and they shared a brain. That's not happening here in New England for Stefon Diggs. The podcast episode also delved into several other fascinating topics. A comprehensive analysis of Mike Vrabel's performance in his inaugural training camp press conference. Critical examination of Vrabel's intriguing response regarding Christian Gonzalez's on-field development. Vrabel's strategic approach to eliminating bad football as training camp commences. The provocative Heat Index Bracket Challenge, debating which team member faces the most pressure this season. Do you believe Diggs will defy the odds and return to elite form, or will age and injury prove too significant to overcome? Is Perry being overly pessimistic, or is Curran viewing the situation through rose-colored glasses? Share your thoughts in the comments. This debate is just getting started.